Hey, it's Chris, Mr. Moneyfingers Haddad, and today I want to answer a question that was asked twice by two different amazing people from both Sai Santo and Adil Amarsi, who both say, what impacted your mindset positively the most and what changed you? And Sai says, what mindset shifts have helped you survive, thrive, and stay excited about the marketing stuff that I'm doing? For me, when I was younger, I never thought I'd be successful. I never thought I'd make any money at all. I was raised in Grafton, Massachusetts. I was always a writer. I was kind of an artistic and weird kid. I had no real ambitions about business or anything like that. And I never thought I'd really make any money. I tell this story in other videos about how after I got fired from writing greeting cards for a living, I went to a career counselor and she asked me, in 5 years, what's your biggest dream? Where could you see yourself? And my answer was, if I can just make $45,000 a year as a writer, that'd be freaking amazing. That'd be the best thing in the world, right? Obviously, I've done a lot better since then. I've had a significant number of days where I've made $45,000 in a day. I've had days I've made hundreds of thousands of dollars in a day during a launch. And it was because I think that I had to adjust my perceptions of myself and my value and what I am good at and what I am worth. Like anybody else, I fall into the imposter complex. I fall into Dunning-Kruger. I fall into just not believing the hype about myself. And earlier in my career, I really had this idea in my head that while I was a pretty good copywriter, I would never be able to make the jump from being a copywriter to being an offer owner, from being a copywriter to being the guy who's actually getting the money or the woman who's actually getting the money from the offer. I didn't believe in myself. And it was only when I started getting more success in my business, I started believing in myself enough. I actually got kind of egotistical because, when that can happen when you have bipolar and all of a sudden you're making money and people think you're awesome. But eventually I came to this place where hopefully I didn't start seeing myself as better than other people. I just started to finally realize other people aren't better than me. David Deutsch, amazing copywriter, good friend of mine. At one point we were talking and he said something to the effect of, Chris, it's not that you think you're better than other people. It's that you don't assume that other people are better than you. Right? And that, to me, that mindset, not of being an egotistical douche nozzle, basically, who thinks you're better than everybody else. I don't think I'm better than anybody. The concept of being better than people doesn't really make sense to me. The homeless guy on the street is not better or worse than me. I am not better or worse than him. We're just human beings. But being able to get past this idea that I was an imposter, that I wasn't good enough, right? I started to look at people who were very, very successful in business, who were making millions, tens of millions of dollars. And eventually I realized, what is the difference between me and them? It's not that they're more talented. It's not that they work harder. It's that they are not letting their own low self-esteem and lack of belief in themselves keep them from taking action, right? Ultimately speaking, it's not the smartest people who make the money and get successful. It is not the most talented people who make all the money and get successful. It is the people who do the work. It is the people who are not scared to show up and wake up every day and go to their desk and do the stuff and just doing a little bit every day consistently, not doing giant amount of work one day and then nothing for days later. That's the mindset shift. The mindset shift is that it's a marathon, not a sprint. Success is a marathon, not a sprint, and that you are good enough. The people that are successful are not geniuses. They're just people that actually do the damn work. Okay, so that's that right there. Please go check out my podcast, thechrishaddad.com. It's really good. I'm really proud of it. Leave some comments down below. Share this stuff. If you really want to, you can do what this one guy did. I think it was last week where he wrote this really, really long comment about this guy, Chris Haddad, must be a charlatan calling himself Mr. Moneyfingers. And this guy's like, I've been a writer for 20 years and nobody else can possibly write the blah, blah, blah. It was hilarious. I actually feel bad for the guy because he obviously has some self-esteem issues around his writing and his value of it. It's too bad. He could probably learn something. Anyway, bye.